Hello, we're back for calculator skill number 4. In calculator skill number 4, it's going to be noticeable by either two equations or two lines. So looking at this, we have two lines down in the answer choices. And when we have two equations or two lines, that's called a system of equations. It's systems of equations. So this is a keyword you can look for to identify this type of problem. And a lot of times it'll say solve the system of equations. And once we have two lines, our interest becomes where they intersect each other. Where do they intersect? So we're going to start with example B. We have two lines. We can clearly see they intersect right here at this point. And that is -5 along the x and up to 4. Again, when you're plotting a point, you got to go left and right, then up and down. X comes first, and then Y. So -5, 4 is the solution. If we're solving something, we're looking for a solution. So that is the solution to this systems of equations. And more specifically, when the two lines cross, it's called one solution. Means that problem has one solution, exactly one solution. Now, these two lines, you can see they're not exactly parallel. So eventually, somewhere out here, way out there, they're going to cross each other. And wherever they cross each other, that's the solution. So this also has one solution. If we look at D, these two lines are parallel. The two lines are parallel, they're not going to ever cross each other, then that is no solution. If two lines never intersect each other, then there's no place to have a solution. So this particular question said, which of the following represents a system of equation that has no solution? Well, that's D, because the lines are parallel. C, again, right up here somewhere, these two are going to intersect each other, and it's going to have one solution. Now, there is one more case that's not shown here. Let me erase this so I can show it. And that is, you could have two lines that, we'll say this is the first line that's already drawn, and then the second line just overlaps that. It's exactly the same line twice. If you have exactly the same line and it overlaps each other, then it shares all of the points on that line. Every single point is a solution. And then you ask how many points could be on a line. Well, that's infinitely many solutions. So all of those points on the line, there are infinitely many points. So that's infinitely many solutions. It's called infinitely many solutions. So there's three cases. The first case is somewhere the two lines are going to intersect each other. If they're going to intersect each other, there's one solution. And that solution is the point, the coordinate point to where they intersect. The second case is they never cross each other. That's no solution. And the third case is there's infinitely many solutions because it's exactly the same line twice. So here's an example. This is going to incorporate skill number 3 and number 4. But also at the same time, I need you to pay attention that we're talking about a solution to this system, which means I want to know, where do these two lines intersect? So one method is to continue to extend the lines. Now you have to be careful because sometimes they have more than one answer that could possibly work. And if you don't get these exactly straight compared to the original line, and you're on a test and you're on a screen, it's going to be a little bit harder. But this could give you, it could eliminate some answer choices. So the question is, are these going to intersect at 0 and 4? Okay, 0 on the x, 4 on the y. They're definitely not intersecting there, so that's not the right answer. 8 and 1. That's pretty close to an intersecting point. From the looks of it, it doesn't look like it, but that one is close, so we can't rule it out completely. 0 and -3. We can definitely rule that one out. They're not intersecting at that point. It intersects the y-axis. Those are the y-intercepts, but it's not the point to where they cross. And then 10 and 2. 10 and 2. So the two lines that I crossed actually kind of went in between these two. It looks like it might be closer to 10 and 2. So if we're not certain, then we're going to have to use a calculator to figure that out. So for the first line, they gave me 2 points. That's like giving me a table. So I come over here, list and spreadsheets. Again, I have to click X and Y. I type in my points. Again, this is just to kind of review skill number 3, calculator skill 3. Then you hit menu, statistics, stat calculations, and linear regression. We already know it's a line. We see the straight line on the screen, X, and this is column Y. Then again, you use the touchpad nice and lightly and click OK. Now we have an equation, mx plus b. So in this case, we might actually just want to write that equation down. And that equation is y equals m is negative 0.2 x plus 4. So I got my slope from here, negative 0.2 plus 4. Now, usually I don't tell you to do this, but in this particular problem, you can. You can actually come back over here and type in the second line. Again, they gave me 2 points. That's like giving me a table. Negative 4 and negative 5, negative 8 and negative 7. So if you have to do one back to back, you can try. You can just come in here and type in negative 4, negative 8. Can save you a little bit of time. Negative 5 and negative 7. And it automatically populates the new equation, which is y equals, my m this time is 0.5. I put the x minus 3. Y equals mx plus b. Now I have 2 equations. Home, I can go to the graph and see possibly which one's in here. They've already, click the up arrow key. And they've already typed in the negative, or 0.5 minus 3. That one's already in there. So I hit enter. Then I need to hit tab. There are 2 different ways in the calculator to solve a system. So the first way is by graphing, which I'm about to show you. 0.2x plus 4. So I'm typing in the other equation, enter. Now I have both lines. Now on the calculator, if I can see where these intersect, but I can't see everything, so I either want to change this and maybe take it out to 15, so it scoots the graph over a little bit so I can see. I can also do menu, window zoom, and I can zoom out either way. This one worked out perfectly. Then to find this point, I could just, I can see here, this means it's going by 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's going over 10. And so right there, 10, I know that's my answer. Okay, another way is to hit menu, analyze the graph, and then number 4 just says intersection. Now this part is kind of hard to explain when you don't have a calculator. Okay, if you're touching your touchpad nice and lightly, then this little line will move around. When you click your touchpad, it's going to set that line. So when you click your touchpad, it's going to set that line. Then you're going to move it across, and then you're going to click your touchpad again, and you find a point 10, 2. And so there's your solution right there.